Hello, gathered committee members, and thank you for hosting a public hearing on this topic. I am Brian Wilson of Oswego County, and I have been following the bill that prompted this hearing, the Build Public Renewables Act, or BPRA, for about a year now. And in March of this year, wrote the piece, The Grid, Greens, and Growth, the Fight for Industrial Prosperity, and a Critique of the Public Power New York Coalition, laying out my problems with the BPRA and the coalition that's pushing it. I'm heartened that the bill in question was not mentioned in the notice for this hearing, and I hope that this is a sign of the legislature is going to make a more encompassing view of public power, not constrained by the green NGOs and the faux progressives that helped write this bill. However, the subject of today's hearing is on the state's role in renewable energy generation, when it should be about all energy generation and development. New York State has a responsibility to meet the people's demand for reliable, cheap, and clean electricity. It also has a unique tool to be able to meet this demand, and that is the New York Power Authority, or NYPA. NYPA has helped meet New York's energy demands for decades, but due to the policy decision, it's being underutilized in a time where New York City is facing blackouts. Some are fine with this, seeing the private sector as the only force able to solve this crisis, while others believe NYPA should be empowered to solely build renewable energy and expanded transmission, and would forbid them in pursuing all other power projects. They are both wrong. NYPA needs to be empowered to build all forms of energy generation, storage, transmission, and distribution, from batteries to pump storage, hydro to coal, wind to nuclear, solar, natural gas, transmission to distribution. NYPA should be allowed to build it all. It should be also allowed to sell its generation on its own lines and through the NYSO clearinghouse. A simple bill that lays this out, undoing any restrictions of the past and without any wonky stipulations, would allow NYPA to build whatever it is directed to build without getting bogged down in legal minutia. This would also then leave the political fight about what should be built for later directives. I agree with my opponents that a public force generating power at cost would be cheaper than the independent power production we have now. And if we are wrong, there would still be more electrons on the grid, a win-win scenario. This could be further subsidized by New York State policy directors, making it cheaper for all, as opposed to, for example, the bureaucratic means testing in the original bill. However, not all generation sources are created equal, and the advantage of nuclear, which my opponents called a fossil fuel in the first version of the BPRA, being is cheap, reliable, clean, compact, and safe, make it a perfect to meet the energy demands of the people. And on top of all this, NYPA has experience running nuclear power plants, making them a perfect fit for the organization. The too cheap to meter of nuclear combined with the power at cost of public power would enable a new era of industrial prosperity in New York State, improving the lives of all. Thank you.